If we set the standard that beauty is blonde, blue eyes, and that with that weight and that tall, you eliminate a lot of women, and also it's slightly offensive. So how do you define beauty? We talk endlessly about that.
The unveiling of David is a triumph. An anatomically perfect body.
I don't really know specifically what is beauty. I never really think about it.
Black men are attracted to light-skinned black women with long hair. Is it your view that this is because of a white world that respects lightness?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that the black man then internalizes this and sees lightness as better, sexier?
Right, right.
Is it akin to a white man being attracted to a blue-eyed blonde woman? These are the women in the white world we think of as sexy and beautiful, etc.
Right, and the comparison in the black world to the blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman is the light-skinned African-American woman.
Is it true that in your own life you dated a man who wouldn't marry you because why?
Well, he said that I wasn't quite light enough to be his wife, to bear his children. That was what he said.
Are you born in Ghana?
Yes, I was born in Ghana.
You came to the United States in 1988.
1988.
So your early life and adolescence and young manhood was in Africa.
Back home in Africa.
Uh-huh. And you came here and you said, among other things, first of all, Africans prefer to marry and date lighter-skinned Africans. Is that so?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean,
same thing. And it's true in Africa.
It is very true in Africa, too.
You wrote an article for a publication which said blacks can be racist too, and you were merely pointing this out. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And you took a good deal of abuse for saying this out loud.
Yes, I did.
Listen to this. Light-skinned slaves with white blood often fetched higher prices at auctions. Light-skinned slaves were also afforded greater privileges. They were often assigned duties within the house instead of working in the fields. Then we had the paper bag test. Tell them about that.
Well, the paper bag test was a person had to put their arm into a regular paper bag, and if their skin was lighter than the bag, then they were admitted into a social club, a fraternity, a church, whatever the bag was used to test. If it was darker, then they were denied admittance.
Today, skin bleaching products garner $44 million annually, although many black women use items such as Ambifade cream, Porcelana, and Esoterica only to fade freckles or other marks. We have not a few black folks who have quite literally damaged themselves seriously with some of these products. And now, which brings us to the question of Michael Jackson.
And the bottom line is, especially here in America, if you're more dark-skinned, dark-complected, then therefore we are not allowed to move up the economical ladder as easily.
Jane Fonda was saying women need to stay younger to attract men because that's what men like.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that because I think men don't just go for the way women look. I think they like a sense of humour and intelligence as well.
You know, there is the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
It's like, what do we value? What does one culture value? What does one age value more than another?
Everybody comes out in step, and they're all dressed the same, and they all have the same ideas, and they teach each other what to think, what not to think, and how to dress, and just what to do, and how to accept everything.
I think what we need to do is allow people to have their own ideas of what beauty is and what it's for.
I have a very simple definition for beauty. It's just about yourself. If you stand to yourself and you be yourself, then you're beautiful. It sounds very, very a little cheap, but it is, I think there's no other definition.
What I'm trying to do is to communicate to the viewer that you are perfect. Everything about you, you know, your history, your experiences, everything that's wonderful, and even those things that we find in ourselves that aren't so perfect, it's for our own being, it's perfection. It's about embracing ourselves. And once we can do that, we can go out into the world and we can, feel confident to open ourselves up to life experience.
Thankfully, I think that things are changing where people believe that there's kind of a wider range in what we consider beautiful.
You can't let somebody else set that standard.
I had to talk about it today, so.
How do you think that has affected you?